Thank you very much for joining the TT Live webinar on the TT order types. My name is Brian Sneezik, and I will be running this webinar today. This is the second webinar in a series of 3 that will be running for the TT order types. In this webinar, we are going to discuss what the order types are, the benefits of using them, and the different ways to configure them. For any questions you have, please email us at training-ux@tradingtechnologies.com. First, we will cover the TT-OCO order type. What is a TT-OCO? Well, that's a one cancels other order, and it submits 2 orders of the same quantity at different price levels on the same side of the market. This order allows you to potentially lock in profits with a favorable move or prevent a downside loss without having to constantly monitor the position. A TT-OCO submits a profit order and a stop protective order by combining limit and stop order types. If you are buying, the limit order, which is the profit order, is submitted at a low target price, and the stop order, which is the protective order, is placed at a higher price. And it's the opposite if you are selling. The limit order is placed at a high price target, and then the stop order is placed at a lower price. Both orders are placed on the same side of the market. When an OCO is entered and the orders are working in the market, a fill in the limit order decreases the quantity of the stop order by the filled quantity amount. When the limit order is completely filled, the stop order will be canceled. However, if the stop order is triggered and filled, the limit order will be canceled. So why would you want to use a TT-OCO? OCO orders allow you to customize your risk-reward ratio. Risk-reward ratio is defined as the relationship ratio between your potential rewards and risk taken. With a predetermined risk-reward ratio, you are able to determine the exit points for both your predetermined take profit and stop loss. Automated execution is another benefit of using TT-OCO. OCO orders are executed automatically when certain conditions are met, which can save traders time and reduce the risk of human error. So how can you use a TT-OCO? Well, a basic TT-OCO order is configured for how the stop child order will be submitted in the market when the parent OCO is triggered and the child limit profit order is submitted. The child order can be submitted as a stop limit, a stop market, or a TT stop. I think it's best that we move on to the platform and I'll go through different scenarios. We're going to use the MD Trader to place our TT-OCO orders. Here, I would hit the drop down, the order type drop down, and come down to the TT order types. I'm going to choose TT-OCO. The flyout comes here, and all of these different parameters I can set and make the algo release child orders depending on what the parameters are here. We're just going to do a simple one just to get the basic idea. Stop order type, we're just going to make it a stop market. And here, this will then, if the stop trigger gets hit, it will release a market order and fill the order right there. All right, we're just going to do this as a 3 lot. Here at first, I'm going to choose my profit. So I'll do that a little bit below the inside market. You see it shows that yellow right there. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and place my stop. And I'll put the stop right there. All right, so here, we can take a look at the MD Trader at first. We'll see that we're working the 3 lots. Here's my profit target, and then the undisclosed stop. In the order book, you would notice right here that the parent algo is working. Here you see the type column. We'll say TT-OCO. And then below that are the 2 child orders I have working. Here's the stop that I have working. And then here's the profit limit I have working. And here you can see my trigger price, 44.74.75 on the trigger, and 72.5 is my profit. I'm just going to come here on a different account, and I'm just going to get some fills right there to show the behavior. We're going to go ahead and sell 1 here. So I went ahead and I sold 1 in a different account. That reduced my limit order down to 2. I'm now working 2, but it also, reduced my stop. So here you can see that in the total quantity, I am filled on 1 lot, executed quantity 1 here. Working quantity now is only 2, and the total order quantity was 3. And then we come down to the child order, and here's the stop, where it's now working only 2, and then the partial fill on the limit is here. I'll go ahead and I'll fill these other 2. And there we go. Now we're completely filled. The stop order did cancel, and I was filled on my profit. All right, the next one, we'll place another OCO order, but this time we're going to use the TT stop. So here again, I'll hit edit here, and then the stop order type, I'm going to make that a TT stop. And you'll see here that this opens up. And the TT stop is another TT order type, another algo, where now I could go about and actually use that as one leg of the OCO. I'll just keep it as simple as I can. We're going to use TT stop right here. We'll do last traded price. We'll say if the last traded price is a quantity greater than 1, so equal to or greater than 1. And we'll come here and we'll say on the trigger, it will then submit, and we'll just go ahead and do submit a market order. Okay, and now here again, we're going to do a 3-lot. So I'm going to come here, I'll make 72 my profit. And right now we're going to go ahead and we will make 74. Yep. So there we go. And there's the TT stop. So pretty simple idea. Instead of using a regular exchange stop, we're using the TT stop. And I could add trailing ticks as well. Here, let me cancel that real quick. Actually, let's restart. Okay, next we're going to use the TTOCO, and the stop leg, the protection, we're going to use a TT stop. So here I'll open up the edit right here, and I can choose, instead of having a stop market like we had before, I'm actually going to use TT stop. I can add with a tick if I wanted to with that, and then I can come down into here and actually use the TT stop algo, and the settings are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the price type on the stop for the last traded price, quantity equal to or greater than 1. I'm also going to put a trail on that too. So we're going to trail the last traded price with our stop. And as the market moves away, that will trail it. And then if a market moves closer, it will stay there until it gets filled. I'll go ahead on the trigger. We'll just submit a market order on this stop. And here, let's take a look at that behavior. So it looks like 72.5 was likely the last fill that we received. So let's go here. We'll put the profit down here. But then here, even if I click all the way at 76, you'll notice that the trail put it to 3 ticks off. So 72.5 was the last traded price. So now we're trailing that with a TT stop 3 ticks after that. If I highlight the order right here, and here's the actual child order. And you'll notice, again, here is the parent OCO algo order working. Here's the child at the exchange right now, working that. And then here's the actual TT stop that's working as an OCO as part of this. And then if I highlight that and I look up here, you'll see there, I'm trailing it by 3 ticks. So then we can always go about here. Let me go ahead and sell 1 here at 72.25. All right, after doing that at 72.25, I lowered the last traded price by 1 tick. And if you notice, it dynamically changed the TT stop, which is trailing the last traded price by 3 ticks. So the last traded price now was 72.25, and it repriced our stop down to 44.73. And then again, if I come and let's see, well, I can move this up higher as well. And let's show the behavior again. So now we'll come up, will be the best bid at 72.5. And I'll go ahead and here I will sell 1. And again, it lowered the quantity on the TT stop now to 2. I only got 1 lot done, partially filled on my limit order. Now working 2 on my stop. Now if I come here and I try to sell at 73, where the stop price is, I'm going to sell 1. And then I'm going to go ahead here and buy 1. There we go. So what just happened there was we got 1 lot done on the limit, and then we got 2 lots done on the stop. And here you can see, take a look, collapse it all down. All 3 lots are done and executed. And again, the TT stop right there, the algo. 2 were stopped out at 73.75. And 1 was filled on the limit at 72.5. Okay, next we're going to place an OCO that's using a trigger to submit the actual OCO order. So here we hit the edit right here. In this area, here's the stop order details again, right? We're just going to keep it a basic stop market on the stop order details. But then here in the preconditioned settings, I can choose a trigger. Here I'm going to do if touched. So if the market trades at the price, and I can set this price, I'll set it at 44.73, which would be then also the last traded price. So what will happen is the algo will then place the limit order and then the stop order at the levels that I choose here once this trigger, once this if touched gets actually traded. So here, let's go about. All right, we're going to do a 3 lot. We'll go here. We'll place the profit down here at 44.70 and 3/4. And then I'll place the stop up higher. We'll do it 75 1/4. Okay, so here you'll notice what came into the order book and onto the MD Trader. It's undisclosed. What actually is working is it's the TTOCO, but it has the trigger with the if touched at 44.73. So we haven't released the actual OCO yet. We're sitting here, we're waiting. We want the market to trade there first, and then we'll go about putting in our OCO. So here I'll come to this other account, and I will go and at 44.73, I'll place there, and then I'll come here and I'll buy it on the opposite side. Once this trades now at 44.73, it'll go about and we'll place our OCO. Okay, great. So here, we're looking here. All right, there you'll see there's our limit order working, and there's our stop working. And again, there's the parent algo working with the 2 children underneath. And that was done by 44.73. We set a preconditioned detail with a trigger for if touched, that if it triggered at 44.73, then it would go ahead and release our OCO. Okay, next we'll just place a basic OCO and we'll use a preconditioned detail, kind of like what we just did there with the trigger, but instead we're going to set a time. So again, you can edit right here. I'm not going to use trigger, so I'm taking trigger off there. Keep it simple, a nice stop market. And now in this section here, preconditioned settings, I can then choose a time if I wanted to. So I could come here and I can set this to go in at, let's say, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute from now. Okay. And I could set it to end at the end of the day, or I could choose a time to end. Right now, we're just going to go ahead and make this end at the end of the day. I'm going to come here, place my order. All right, you'll notice that the status is working, but it's not working at the exchange yet. We haven't released our child orders until 12:42, which we got another 15 seconds. So the color here is not purple because the way I have it set on my order book is that a purple algo has working children in the market. Next, we'll cover the preconditioned time details where you can set a future time for your order to go into the market, your OCO. So here, if we click OCO, edit right here, again, stop order details, we'll keep it as a stop limit. And then in this section here, where it says now, you hit this drop down, we can make a time. We'll choose today. We'll place this 5 minutes from now and apply. You can even set an end time for the algo as well, for the algo to stop working. We could do that a few minutes after. And then with that, you could do an end time action. It's going to cancel the OCO. When this is done, if nothing is done, then the end action will cancel the OCO. You could even do it work for the entire day as you want. So you could start it working at a few minutes before, and then go about, and the order would then work for the rest of the day, and then cancel. And you would place the order here, same way, but you're only going to see the one spot because the order actually is working. The algo is working, but it's waiting. It's waiting for the time. So in this section here, if you highlight the order in your working order book, it'll tell you preconditioned time settings. And then also if you add the synth status column to your order book, so you see the status of the algo is working, but it's waiting. And it's waiting for that time to come where then it'll release that order. TTOCO, you can create what is called templates. I can create right here. I can go about and create a specific template that I may want to use. Maybe I always want to do a stop market, and maybe each day I want it to start at a certain time, whatever it is. And then after I make all these changes, maybe a TT stop, with the different settings here as well, I can then save these as a template. All these parameters would save, and then I can go about and create a custom action button. And then I could add that TTOCO. And then I could go and add that specific template and then name it test. And then I could quickly add it here to my MD Trader so that I can just click on that and then the parameters I had saved would be there. And again, this is with all TT order types, you could create templates and then custom action buttons. Lastly, we're going to demonstrate how to use TTOCO as an order management algo directly from the TT order book. So here I'm just going to place two orders, two separate orders. There I'm buying 3, and now I'm just going to do a stop market up there as well. So these are now, they're not OCO. These were direct orders that I placed to the exchange. I can come to this section here and I can hit this plus button and it allows me to choose the OMA buttons. I would choose OCO. I did this beforehand. And then I can highlight both of my orders. Here both orders are highlighted and then I can just click that OCO button. And there you see, now I have a working OMA algo working as an OCO. And again, same idea. If any of this gets filled, I'll bring this one up and then we'll just get filled on a 1 lot. Again, there we go. Partial fill, reduce the quantity. And now we'll go about and get this totally filled. And there we go. So my limit order got filled. And it canceled the stop that I had there. So that's how you can do it from the order book. That's an OMA algo. That is not a TT order type. It's similar, but you would need a pro license to use any of our OMA algos. Next, we will cover the OCO2 order type. What is TTOCO2? Well, it's an OMA algo that lets you select two orders that are not the same product and apply an OCO, one cancels other, OMA, which is an order management algo, to them. When one order is fully filled, the other order is canceled. Also, when partial fills are received for one order, the quantity of the other order is reduced accordingly. The OCO2 OMA also supports an order builder mode that allows you to dynamically build an OMA from an existing or new orders in the MD Trader. You can then select the existing orders or create new orders to be managed by the OMA. New orders are added to the MD Trader in a held state so they don't start working until the OMA is actually launched. The OCO2 OMA can adopt exchange orders as well, TT order types, synthetic order algos, SOAs, created in ADL, and child orders of other algos. It cannot, however, adopt at this time TT order spreader parent orders, aggregator parent orders, or OTC orders. So why would someone want to use the OCO2? Well, OCO2 allows the user to use the OCO functionality, but on two different products. This allows users the ability to work two different products that are correlated, and if one fills, it then will cancel the other order. It's also automated execution. OCO orders are executed automatically when certain conditions are met, which can, of course, save traders time and reduce the risk of human error. All right, so we'll move on to the platform here, and I'll demonstrate the OCO2. To start, we'll go into the MD Trader, and we'll create some new orders. So here we'll come down, and in the drop-down, the order type drop-down, we come down to the OMA section. OCO2 is an OMA algo, an order management algo. So when I click here, these parameters all come out, and I can create a template if I wanted to. We're going to keep everything just the way that it is right now, and I'm going to hit set parameters. And you'll notice this goes yellow here, and in this section here, the order builder appears as well. So for a new order, here I'll just go about and I'll look to buy 3 of the mini S&P. Here you'll notice in the order book it went into a held state. It's not released yet. Also in the order builder, it's saying right here, 1 of 2 orders are staged right now. And then I'm going to go into a different product. I'm going to click here. I'm clicking into the crude market. And I'm just going to do a 3-lot sell in crude. Again, into a held state right here. The status is on hold, so nothing's working at the exchange yet. And I can auto launch this in the future, or I can click the order builder right here. Once I click this, then it'll go ahead and release these 2 orders to the exchange, and then it'll create an OMA algo above it to control it. All right, there we go. OCO2 is working above. There's the parent order. The synthetic status right there is working. The status of the algo itself is working as well. And then you'll see here are the 2 child orders working at the exchange. So if I come and we'll come back to here, And we will go ahead and we will fill the mini S&P right now. All right, by doing so, you see that that crude order was then canceled. And now the remaining order in my order book right here is just that I bought the 3 March mini S&Ps, and it did cancel the other. I can also use OCO2 on existing orders in the MD Trader. Here I'm just going to place a limit order right now, so that's working. Buying 3 there. I'll go into a different market again, crude, and I'll work to sell these 3 there. So these are working. These are, you see right here, they're working at the exchange. They're just regular child orders that went to the exchange. And then if I want to choose, I could come to this section right here. Again, go to OMA, and then choose OCO2. And again, I'm in builder mode right now. If I hold down Shift and right click, and then go to the other order as well, and hold down Shift and right click, that'll add it to the builder. And then I could launch the algo from there. And there we go. So you can have existing orders working in your MD Trader, and then you can use the OMA OCO2 to connect those together and then have OCO functionality. The OCO2 functionality can now also be accessed by the order book, where then you can combine 2 working orders together there as well. So again, I'll just place 2 outright orders again. 2 different markets. Here they are. So then I come to this section, this OMA, and I hit this plus button here, and I could add these buttons. Once I do so, I could choose OCO2. I choose OCO2 right there. I can then highlight these 2 working orders. This then becomes available for me to click on. If I hit apply OCO2 algo, it'll go automatically. And here, I'm working now those 2 orders. I'll move this one down a little bit to here. And then we're only going to get a partial fill on this. So let's go here and just buy 1. And there it reduced the quantity, right? So in the crude, I went ahead and I executed on 1. So total order quantity is still 3 on crude, working quantities 2. But you'll notice here on the mini S&P, it reduced the entire order quantity down to 2. And now working quantity 2. And I got filled 1 there. I'll go ahead again and I'll fill another lot right here. And again, there we go, still working. And we'll get this filled. Great. All right, so we're fully filled right there on the crude. Our OCO right there, bought the 3. And then the algo canceled, and it canceled the opposite order in the mini S&P that we were working. So that's OCO2, the OMA algo. You can do it both ways through the MD Trader, or you can do it through the order book. Next order type that we're going to be covering will be the TT bracket order type. A TT bracket order submits a limit or stop order accompanied by an OCO, one cancels other order. When the original limit or stop order is filled, the child OCO order is automatically submitted. The OCO is set with a profit target offset and a stop loss offset from the price the trader places the original order. A TT bracket order is constructed with a primary entry order and a secondary OCO. Why would someone want to use a TT bracket order? Well, using TT bracket and TT OCO orders allow you to potentially lock in profits with a favorable move or prevent a downside loss without having to constantly monitor the position. Using bracket orders means that a trader can set their trade and exit strategy in one go. This makes it easier to place multiple trades, protect profits, reduce losses, and means that the trader does not have to be glued to the screen to do it. All right, next we'll move on to the TT platform and go through the parameters and place some test orders. All right, first we'll place a TT bracket order with the primary simple settings. You come over to this section again, the order type dropdown. Here, TT order types, TT brackets right there. Click on that. Opens up the flyout here. Oops, sorry. So where we can set the parameters. Right here is the initial order type. So what type of order are we going to be placing to initiate the position if you want? We'll do a simple limit order. They do have to be native order types. So stop, limit, stop, market, or limit. We'll go ahead and we'll do a limit. The profit target, that's where we're setting our limit to take profit after we initiate our position. We'll set that at 6 right now. We'll go to 8. And the stop loss we'll keep a little tighter. That's your protection point. And then we can take a look here and see the different stops that we could place. 2 natives, stop limit, stop market, and TT stop. For this one, we'll just do stop market, keep it simple. And we'll go ahead and place the order. All right, so we're going to place a 3 lot. We'll enter the market here at 44.73. Great. All right, so there's our initial working order. That's working at 44.73. You see here in the order book, again, it's purple. It's showing that's a working algo with a child. So here's the type. It's a TT bracket. It's in a working status at the moment. And then here's the child order right below. So there we see there's the primary order, trying to buy the 3. And let's get that partially filled right now. I'll come over here in a different account. I'll just do a quick 1 lot. All right, great. You see some action just happened right there. All right, so coming back here to the initial MD trader right here. My initial order is still working. Only 1 was done, working 2. So that 2 lot's still working there. But then the OCO was placed, and it goes by the parameters that I set. So there, I have my profit up at 44.75, and then here's my stop. The profit's working, right? Working 1. And then the stop is undisclosed at this moment, right? Working 1, undisclosed. We'll come into the order book right here. Again, the top line, that's the original algo. That's still working. That's only partially filled, right? Executed quantity, only 1. 2 are still working at this level. But once that 1 lot was filled, it released a second algo. And now here you see the TTOCO. And now here are the children working on the TTOCO below. So then here's my limit, and then there's my stop. I'll go ahead, I'll get the entire bracket filled now. We'll do a 2 lot. All right, great. So now you see here that the initial order at 44.73 no longer exists. Here at the top, this is no longer purple. This algo's actually stopped working, right? It's filled, right? Status is filled. The synth status is now stopped, right? It did everything it was supposed to do. It was supposed to release OCOs as it got filled on its primary initial order. Here's that new OCO that it just placed, right? Here's the second one. It's working 2 lots there on the stop and 2 lots on the limit. And here they are right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move the limit down to a new price on the inside market. And again, I'll just get I'll get 1 lot filled. So again, you'll notice that on the OCO, it reduced it by 2. We got the 1 order done, so that did cancel that 1 order because it did have 2 OCOs that were working. So let me get another 1 lot done right here. Great. All right, and now this reduced. This OCO right here reduced the stop down to 1 lot, as we see right here. So we did get filled on 2 of the profit limits, and the 1 lot stop is still working. And we'll get this filled. Okay, now you see there's no algos working. All algos are now stopped. They're all in stop state. The 3 that were working, the initial bracket order, and then the 2 OCOs that are released, they're all stopped because they're filled. And then this entire order can collapse inside the bracket order, the TT bracket right there. All right, so then we can see, look at our entire fills. We got our initial, right? We bought 3 at 44.73. And then we were able to go and we have 3 fills. We have 3 fills on the sell, all at 44.73.5. Next, we'll place a TT bracket order where we use on the OCO stop side, we'll use a TT stop algo as well. So here we can bring this out. I had it already selected, but we come here. So initial coming into the market, we'll do a limit of 3. We'll do a profit target. We'll do 5 here. And here I'll show you, we can put a number in, and we can put 10, but on the stop order type, we're going to do a TT stop, which then gives us these parameters here that we could set for the TT stop algo. We'll keep it kind of simple. We'll just go off the last traded price, 1 lot if it trades there, and we'll do a trailing ticks. We'll just do 2. And this will actually, this will take precedent over this stop loss that we put here. All right, and then on trigger, we'll just make it simple and make it a market order at the moment, right? Okay, so we'll do a 3 lot. We'll enter the market again at 44.73. Again, the bracket order is working. I'm going to come over to here, and I'm just going to do a 1 lot right here. I'm going to sell across, and here we go. All right, so now what's been entered is the stop is down here undisclosed, right? So there we go. I'm working my stop, my TT stop down here at 44.72.5. The profit's 5 ticks higher at 74 and a quarter. And we can take a look again at the parameters, the order details that we set. We did the profit target 5, but you'll notice we did the stop loss at 10. But since I'm trailing and I'm using a TT stop, and I said I only want to trail the last traded price by 2 ticks, the last traded price was 44.73. That's where our initial got in. So there you see I'm just 2 ticks below. I can make that 10 if I wanted to, whatever I wanted to trail it. All right. So then I will keep this working right now. Let's get the rest of the bracket filled. You'll notice too that it just placed an OCO for 1 lot because we only got filled on 1, which then sent out its child orders. Here I'm going to go ahead. I'll get the bracket all done. All right, now the bracket's done. It's in that stop state status, right? It's filled. And here, 44.73, I bought my 3. Now here are the 2 OCOs that are working. One is a 1 lot, and the other is a 2 lot. And here you'll see I have the OCOs working below. Now since this is, if I come back to here, the TT stop saying it's trailing ticks by 2, I could actually come across here, and if I get a fill higher, we'll come here and we'll buy. The new last traded price is going to be 73 and a quarter. The new last traded price right here is going to be 73 and a quarter. So then this will move up and trail it still by 2 ticks. And there we go. 72.75 now. And that's using a TT stop as a leg of the TT bracket OCO order. Next, we'll cover using the precondition details, a trigger or a time for the TT bracket order to be sent out. Again, we open up the flyout. Here, I'm just going to go back to a simple stop market, make it easier to see. Down in this section, these precondition details right here. You can click on trigger, and then we can go ahead and do an if touched, and we can put a price there. We can say last traded price. We'll say last traded price at 44.73.25 right now, since there's a bid out there already. All right, and then again, we're going to do a stop loss. We'll make it tighter. We'll just make it 5 and 5 so it's easy to see. And then we're going to enter the market. And we're going to want our order then to enter the market at 44.73. So what's going to need to happen is we're going to need to trade at 44.73 and a quarter, which then would release our primary order to try and buy at 44.73. And there you see the orders working. It's not working any child orders at the exchange yet. What's happening is, if touched, we needed to trade at 44.73 and a quarter, which would then release our bracket algo order. Here, I'll demonstrate that. All right, great. So now we just traded at 44.73 and a quarter. The market traded there. It released our initial order, our primary order now at 44.73. That order is now working. And then if there was, it would continue to work. Yep, there we go. Got one filled at our price, and then it released the OCO. So that's using the ability on a trigger to then release our initial bracket order type. Here, I'll cancel this. And then on top of that, we can come and instead of using a trigger, you could use a time. Choose a time. Do something further out. We could set an end time as well. And then on that end time, it would cancel the order if it's not filled. Or I can do it as a regular day order, work it to the end of the session if I wanted to. So again, here we come through. I place the order. Here's the order. Again, there's no working order at the exchange yet. This order right here is working. Since status is waiting. It's waiting right there for the trigger to initiate. And that trigger is the time further ahead. A lot of times also, if you're going about and you're creating these orders where you're using a time, you may want to create a template and then call this one test. And if you're doing this every day, let's say you need to enter the market, a certain time each day and then work it throughout the rest of the day, you can create that template right there when you choose a different order type, and then you come back to your bracket. You can choose that template if you wanted to, or I can even create what's called a custom action button. Edit custom action button, order type, come down to TT order types, come down to bracket, and then choose my template right there. And then I can quickly just click that on and off. So that covers the TT bracket. Next, we'll be taking a look at a TT multi-bracket. TT multi-level bracket is an order ticket algo, an OTA, that allows you to take a position in an instrument and exit at one or more prices. The algo is submitted by placing a limit order at a specific price level. When the limit order is filled, TT multi-level bracket automatically places OCO orders up to 4 price levels from the fill price based on their percentage allocation. You can set the distance from the fill price at each level, as well as the percentage of the filled quantity to be allocated at each level. You also have the ability to only work a single side of the OCO as needed. So why else would you use a TT multi-level bracket? Well, it allows users to place an entry-level position on a large quantity order and then place an OCO that allows the larger quantity position to be worked at multiple smaller quantity profit target and stop loss orders at different price levels. All right, we'll go through the platform again. We'll take a look at the parameters and how to place this and see how it looks on the TT platform. The TT multi-level bracket algo can be launched from the following widgets: the MD Trader, the Order Ticket, Algo Dashboard, and Auto Trader. For this, we'll just use the MD Trader right here. We'll come down to the order type, drop down here, and we'll come down to the OTA algos that are available. And here you see multi-level bracket. When I choose multi-level bracket, the flyout comes here. And we're going to have to set a few different things for multi-level bracket. Here's the percentage for each level. This does have to equal up to 100%. So we can do, I don't know, we'll just do 25, 25, 25, 25. This true false for profit is if it will actually place both sides of the OCO. So if it's true, it'll place the profit side. If the stop side is false, that won't place the stop side. We'll keep it both at true right now, so it'll place both sides of the OCO. And then here it's the ticks away from where we get filled on our initial order. So here, we'll just keep it tight. We'll do 2, we'll do 4, we'll do 6, and we'll do 8. And then here, this is the ticks away on our stop. So again, we'll do 2, 4, 6, 8. Here, this stop limit, true, false. This is if we're going to be placing a stop limit for our stop or if we're going to be placing a stop market. We'll just do false right now to place a stop market. We'll keep the ignore market state off at this time. We don't need to give it an instance name. And then disconnect action, we'll just leave it as leave if the platform loses connection. All right, so here, once again, we're going to be placing 4 levels. We'll make this a, let's make this a, I don't know, an 8 lot. All right, and we'll come in here and we'll look for our entry point. All right, so there's our entry point. So here you'll see the algo is working, the type, multi-level bracket, working status, since status is working. The child order is working at the exchange, working to buy 8 right now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get 8 done in a different account. All right, great. So that got filled, our initial order was filled, and then it released 4 different sets of OCOs. And you can see that all working right here. So here, 2 lot limit working at the first level, profit limit right here. Oh, 1 got done already. So and then here's the next level, the next level, next level. So I went 2, 4, 6, 8. And then here's the stop. Undisclosed, 1 got hit. Actually, 1 got hit on the profit level, and then it reduced the stop already. So now that stop is just working as a 1 lot. You can see it right here. So here's that first level, and we got filled on one of our limit prices at 44.83. Oh, and now that got fully filled. So once that got filled, it then canceled that stop. So now we're just working 3 profits above and 3 stops below. And as each one of these get filled, it'll then go on and it will reduce the stop. If one of the stops gets hit, then that will automatically cancel the entire limit order that's working. All right, we'll place another one here where we'll only place 1 side of the OCO as I discussed, and just maybe 2 sides. All right, so we'll make this a 10 lot. And we're going to come here. We're going to come to the edit section again. Here, we'll just do 50% and 50%. We're going to take 2 levels. All right, and here we'll just put the profit side in. Again, we'll just keep it at those two levels. And here we'll put the stop as false. And then we can take all these out. Okay, so placing this, we'll only place the profit side of the OCO. And we'll do it here. All right, working 10 lots. Let's get that filled. At least partially. All right, great. So I only got 5 done on the initial multi-level bracket, and it only placed profit 5, the 2 ticks, the 4 ticks higher that I had right there. Oh, the 2 ticks higher, sorry. So here's our entry point at 82.75, and we set that to then get filled on the first level at 83.5. Now, if I get filled on the next 5, that will come in at the next level that I set, and there we go. So now we bought all 10 of our initial at 82.75. We set it so that it was only setting out a profit. And the profit side, we set 2 levels. We set it at 2 and 4. And you'll see right here, this is where we entered. And then 2 ticks higher. We entered here, sorry, at 82.75. And then 2 ticks higher was the first level. And then 4 ticks higher was the next level. With the TT multi-bracket as well, you can go ahead and create a template as well. And you can save these templates and reference them, or even create a custom action button like I've done before. Order type TT multi-bracket, and choose test multi. And then if I click there, if I go back to limit order, click multi, and everything I just saved is there. You could also access the TT multi bracket via the Order Trader widget. Choose an algo and TT multi. And then from there, I can set my different levels. Here, it already has the saved template that I had. That was my favorite. And then if I wanted to, I could adjust these levels as such. Next, we will cover TT conditional orders. The conditional OMA algo lets you set one order as the trigger condition, which is the primary order, for working a second order, which would be the conditional order. The algo works the primary order and submits the second order on hold. As the first order receives fills, the algo submits the held order into the market and automatically increments the quantity of the second order. The conditional OMA can adapt exchange orders, TT order types, synthetic order algos, SOAs, created in ADL, and child orders of other algos. It cannot, however, adapt order spreader parent orders, aggregator parent orders, and OTC orders. So why would someone want to use a conditional order? A conditional order allows the user to submit a second order off of the primary order being filled automatically. This allows the user to not have to monitor all working orders and have to submit a needed secondary order if necessary. This automation will cut down on manual entry delay and reduce chances of users not submitting a needed secondary order due to an oversight. All right, let's move on to the platform, and we'll take a look at this. The conditional OMA is available only in order building mode within the MD Trader, which lets you dynamically build an OMA from existing or new orders. After entering order building mode for the conditional OMA, you either create or select the primary order, then create a new conditional order. All right, let me go ahead and display this here. All right, so we can go ahead and hit this drop down, and we come to this section of the OMAs, and we can hit conditional. See right here, it puts into order building mode again. We'll do a 3-lot. Here we'll do a 3-lot in the mini S&P, and then we'll move into a different market, and we'll go ahead and do the crude as the secondary. Both orders, you'll notice in the order book, are on hold. They have not been released yet. The primary is going to be my mini S&P, and then the conditional order is going to be the crude oil right there. So I go ahead and I hit launch algo. All right, and you'll notice here the primary order is working. I'm working 3 lots at the level that I put it in, and the crude order, that's on hold. What's nice about this too is if we get filled on just a couple lots here, let's say we get a 1-lot fill, you'll see here that it actually takes out the 2 lots on the held order and release just 1 order, 1 working order. So here I'm still working 2 on the mini S&P, But when we go here, we're now actually working one lot of our crude. And 2 lots is still on hold. And now if another 1 lot gets filled right here, another new child order goes out. It's a separate child order, so they don't combine. But they're both working 1 and 1. And then if the last one comes here, and we get this last one filled. So the mini S&P is now fully filled, and then we're working 3 child orders underneath. And the algo, the conditional algo, is now actually canceled. You could also create what's called a custom action button. I did this before, but you can right click and say edit custom action buttons, and then order type, conditional, and then hit OK. I can just hit that button quickly to bring up the order builder. I could even have existing orders working. So here's these 3 orders right there. I can even place a new order. Let's say I wanted to go ahead and sell 3 here. I could then use that. I could hit conditional. And then shift, right click. That'll make that my primary. And then here, I could just come in, buy the 3 there. That's going to be the conditional and launch the algo. And there's that new order right there. Primary's working. Secondary's on hold. Hopefully everyone here has gained a comprehensive understanding of the benefits in using the TT order types we covered, as well as their capabilities. As mentioned earlier, this webinar marks the second in a series of 3, giving all participants the opportunities to deepen their knowledge and improve their trading strategies. If you have any questions about the material covered, please email us at training-ux@tradingtechnologies.com. The next and final webinar in this series will cover the following set of TT order types: TT timed, TT time duration, TT volume duration, TT with a tick, TT with a tick OMA. Thank you very much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you for our next webinar.